Hi, it's Lauren Maxwell from Headstrong Women, and I'm here this morning with Kasia Gospos, founder of Leaders in Heels, an all-round wonderful, inspirational woman. And we're having coffee this morning at the Good Oil Espresso Bar in Wallsend. It's the 16th of February. Hi Kasia, how are you going?
Hi Lauren, I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. Thank you for meeting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, this is my pleasure. So let's get down to it. So you're a woman who clearly loves adventure and has a great sense of curiosity about you. So tell me about how this led you to moving from Poland to create a life in Sydney, Australia, halfway around the world.
Well, a few years ago, when I was still in Poland, I was working as a management accountant and I started looking for a job. I just wanted to change the job. And when I started going for interviews and one of the recruiters or the company I was being interviewed for, they told me that if I work for them for a few years, then I will have that opportunity to move to another country.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, hang on, I'm already working for an international company for a few years. Why don't I just give it a go with that company that I'm already in?
Yeah.
So I sent my resume to Germany, where was the headquarters, and basically 3 months later I was in Australia.
Wow, okay. So that happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And so no regrets?
Well, no, I love Australia. Australia is beautiful. I met my husband here.
Yeah. So, we've got a lot to brag about, I think. Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
The weather, I don't miss Poland at all.
No, we're pretty blessed with the weather, especially today. We're outside and we're in the sun, so yeah. Oh, fantastic. So you've been quoted as saying Leaders in Heels has been created to nurture, inspire and empower female leaders and entrepreneurs. So since its inception, Leaders in Heels has grown to become an award-winning online magazine for professional women and a go-to source for really reputable advice, one that I'm pretty proud to be a contributor for.
Thank you.
So tell me about the process of actually developing Leaders in Heels. What was your original concept and how did it get to where it is now?
Well, it was nothing what it is now. Maybe let's start with that. So when I was working in Australia, when I came to Australia, and one of my colleagues came to me once and she said, well, how disappointed she was that she didn't get the job. My colleague has just left and that there was a vacancy. So I asked her, did you tell our boss that you were interested in that role? And she said she didn't. I was like, so why did you expect to get that job? If you didn't really express that you wanted. So that's kind of really made me thinking that, there are differences in cultures and women are all different. There are very powerful and strong women who are asking for what they want. Yeah. And also I come from this European background where I think we're pretty direct and whenever we want something, we actually ask for it. Yeah. Which I actually need to slow down with that because I can see there are different cultures in Australia. Yeah. And that woman didn't ask for what she wanted and she just missed out on opportunity. She was an overperformer in that company and unfortunately our boss hired someone from outside. And obviously she missed out the boat. She now will have to wait a few years until someone again leave, until she will have opportunity or change the job. So the inspiration for Leaders in Heels was, to share stories of powerful women who are making changes and really actively crafting their lives and show other women that they are actually responsible for their own life rather than being and waiting. Yeah. So that was my main reason, I think, how the idea came about starting Leaders in Heels. Yeah. And there was a lot of other things that I really wanted to do. I also wanted to interview lots of women because I was new in the country, so I wanted to meet, network, learn from women, and always wanted to have online presence. Maybe that was probably the main reasons. Plus improve my English as well.
Well, it would definitely be doing that as well, and I've got to commend you on your English. Wonderful, thank you very much.
Do you like to take sugar?
I will have one sugar.
Yeah, cool. Bring some out.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I think so many of us can relate to that original story that you've had of the colleague as well, where either ourselves individually or we've witnessed other women in particular who, who really want to go and achieve something or want to put themselves forward for it, but don't necessarily do that for one reason or another. Why do you think some of the reasons for that are? Do you think it's a cultural thing or a confidence thing?
I think it could be both. So definitely there's a cultural thing. Like in many cultures, still women are more to be responsible for their household and family, and husband for making money. And so this is a cultural thing, and sometimes it's linked to the nationality, but not always. Like there are lots of probably very conservative men who just you know what I'm talking about. And I guess that's a conversation I have quite regularly with people about that changing roles, I suppose, between men and women, and you're right, I think that does play a huge part. And I suppose in a lot of ways it's still quite a new process, isn't it? With women becoming half the workforce and the expectations that we're going to have half of the top jobs as well. So it's all a work in progress, isn't it? Okay, so what do you think the future holds for Leaders in Heels? What do you see coming up? So maybe I'll add that the journey of Leaders in Heels, like the first year of Leaders in Heels, has been very busy for me, because I have done really everything on my own. I set up the website, I started interviewing people, doing the graphic design, trying to do social media, like everything. And after 12 months, my fiance told me that I need to really rethink the whole concept, because it's not working. Like I don't have time for him at all. And even if I find time for him, the only things I'm talking about is Leaders in Heels.
So it's pretty all-consuming.
And really, I started thinking he's right. Like I have to choose either my relationship or Leaders in Heels. It wasn't bringing any money. It was more on a hobby that is just completely consuming me. So this is when I started looking for other women who would like to do the same what I started, but maybe would like to do things that I don't necessarily like.
So you're working towards your strengths and and getting support from others.
Everyone loves something else. Like I never liked social media. I don't know, I just felt like I could do so much more in the same time when I'm just thinking about how to write a tweet or something. And so actually the first person I found was a writer. So that was another thing. Like if I want to be really professional with my job and everything that I'm creating, my articles can't have any grammar mistakes. And my husband has been tired of trying to read it for me and check it. So I decided, okay, I'm going to find a writer. Someone who is a feminist, someone who is passionate about women's topic, women's empowerment, and also loves writing, and maybe is already writing for some other magazine and just want to have that presence. So I found Rashida Tayabali. She was my first editor, and then from then when she became the editor, I moved more into like strategic planning around the website, like security, design. I really like graphic design, so that was kind of my area of interest, and less on writing. Like I would love to go and meet people, but I really don't like writing. I think the podcast concept is really good.
It definitely takes out some of that writing.
And the second person that I found was Yolanda Floro. She's a social media manager. And she loves social media. She was just studying communications. And she loves just basically the topic and inspirational quotes, so she's always active on social media.
Fantastic.
So that's how it started, and then from then Rashida said, I don't really like style. like I like career and business topics, but style is not my strength. So how will you find another editor? So that's how I started thinking out that actually each business, like each property in a magazine has a
as a sub-editor.
Has align with the interest of the editor. So we started looking for editors. So we had a time when we had an editor for business, career, lifestyle, and style and technology, separate editors.
Yeah.
Now, like you're asking me what the future holds. Now I'm trying to actually scale back. Because I've noticed that the more women we have, okay, it's cool, it's exciting, but it's really hard to manage as well. And we don't work in an office, we work remotely, so the communications. So sometimes it's really easier to actually get one person to do everything.
And kind of streamline it that way. Yeah. I mean, it's been a really interesting journey then as well, and I guess you've seen so many different changes and the pros and cons. One thing I'm picking up on though is that it seems a particular strength of yours is really working with people on their strengths as well, and working out, you know, what you really enjoy, what you're really good at, and maybe the parts that would be best having somebody else do, which is an amazing strategy to have. So is it fair to say that by doing that it's helped create a bit more balance in your life from where things were in that first year?
Definitely. Definitely. Like I'm not involved really in writing anymore. So this was taking lots of time for me because I'm not a writer. So for me to write an article, it was just taking hours, really hours.
Yeah.
And so I'm focusing now more on like, okay, who we can next interview or what can be our next, I don't know, campaign. And you're right with that, like I work always on people's strengths, but the reason for that was also I want to bring it like to like a normal business concept as well. The reason for that was that when I started, I didn't really have money to pay, so I was looking for volunteers. So you always look for people who are passionate about this. So whenever someone joins me, I always ask like, okay, what would you like to get out of this role? Where do you want to be when you leave Leaders in Heels? Like, what are you passionate about? Kind of, and this basically makes the women who are working with me, they're really doing what they love. So I don't really need to motivate them because they are already self-motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think using that model, you get the best out of both sides, don't you? It's really that collaboration.
So now even if I hire someone and I pay, I still ask them the same question. Because it's worthwhile to have actually someone who loves their job. They will give the best of themselves.
Absolutely. Oh wow. Okay, so as well as continuing to develop and manage the magazine component of Leaders in Heels, you've been super busy and you've also developed the beautiful and inspiring Make Your Mark journals. You've created the 50/50 Future Leaders program movement and also Red Heel Day, and you've recently written the ebook Get Your Life Back, which is all about getting that balance back. So no wonder you've been named as one of the most inspirational women by online colleges. How do you manage to maintain such a high level of passion across so many of these areas?
Well, I think this is just focusing on really what I love. So you can see that all those projects are highly related to women. So I love like all women's topic about women's empowerment and helping women develop leadership traits and be confident. So that's one area. And the second one, I'm actually a very analytical person. So I'm like really good in math, I'm good in working out how to, I don't know, crack the code on the website. So that also helps me with creating like those projects. So that's why how come out probably with the productivity ebook and the Get Your Life Back. And Red Heel Day and 50/50 Future Leaders were all about empowering women, and actually 50/50 Future Leaders were about empowering men to step up and promote gender diversity.
And that's what I really love about that concept, is that it's not about it's not up to one gender, is it? It's not up to the individual. It's about involving and empowering all of us to really take responsibility and be supporting each other with that diversity, isn't it?
Yeah, like at this event, 50-50 Future Leaders, my goal was to bring 50% of men on the audience, because always the case is when we talk about gender equality, we talk just women to women.
Yes.
So I thought like really what we need to change is to actually invite men to that discussion so they can realize like that there is actually an unconscious bias and how we act. Like both men have an unconscious bias as well as women. Like we very often put ourselves in a position that we actually need to bring a coffee or make a copy of that document for our boss.
Yeah.
So when I had a speech at this event, 50-50 Future Leaders, I thank many people who helped me to make the event happen, and one of the person I helped was my husband. And because obviously events takes lots of time. I said like to the audience that I'm thank you to my husband, for supporting me when I was busy. He did lots of cleaning and washing and ironing, and I love that I said that, because basically there was ovation, and there was lots of men to actually see this as an example that if they are admiring me as a female doing something, if they want their wife to do something, they need to make space for them to do that. Like if their wives are busy cooking, ironing, doing dishes and so on, obviously their wife will be always at home working.
Yeah.
The only way to empower other women is just that men have to step up and help.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I think that's such a good point. And it is, it's really about that that collaboration between the genders and the acknowledgement that if we want to move forward for either of us, then the other side needs to come with us, don't we? Yeah, we need to be working together. Wonderful. And so is there, I mean, you've talked about your motivation really behind each of these projects as well, and the other thing that really comes through is that it's very family based as well. So you've got a really supportive family and obviously a really supportive husband with you along for the ride. Yeah. So have there been any kind of struggles with that, or have you found that along the way, you've kind of met with any resistance, I suppose?
Well, I think the biggest challenges for Leaders in Heels is 2 years ago when I was organizing 50-50 Future Leaders. I was looking for sponsors. That was like the most important time for me to go and pitch to organizations, show them this is Leaders in Heels, we are doing these amazing things and we need a sponsor. And the website started crashing.
Oh no!
So I'm just contacting this journalist to write about Leaders in the Hill. She's going to the website and the website is down. And I just couldn't do anything. Like I just had so many troubles, and because I'm not a technical person, so and I didn't have an IT developer. Like I've done everything, and then certain things just go beyond your knowledge.
And they're out of your control for that time.
So then so the hosting company told me, oh, you need to upgrade to more expensive hosting. So they did move me to virtual private network, and it turned out that the website was just crashing like 3 times a day. I was it was so stressful. Like I seriously didn't know what to do. And so I started basically like running and finding a web developer to help me. And I found a guy who's actually helped me basically free of charge, just helped me to fix the website from Atlassian. And he fixed the website, and he made it stable, and it was all fine.
Fantastic!
And it's funny, and his company actually was sponsoring the event as well. So.
Wonderful. Okay. God, that sounds like a really awful time though. I'm not very good with technology either, and it's the stuff that's really you can't control, is it? But Okay. Well, it's a really great thing that you did have supportive people around you, because that would have been much harder. Look, your academic and your career background was originally in finance, so I can imagine that making the successful move into all these areas that you've talked about, the writing, the design, the editing, it would have been really daunting and quite overwhelming at times. What have been some of the greatest lessons that you've learned along the way, and what have been the biggest challenges, apart from technology?
Well, I think the biggest lesson is, like, I've noticed that women in their 20s, they do what they were studying based on the decision that they made when they were 17. So in the 20s, they do often just have a job based on because what they finished, what they graduated from. And then when they reach 30, and I think that's my kind of like a move, you're starting looking for what are you really passionate about and really what you want to do. Like, you have more money, you can take more risk, you can do more stuff in 30s. So I've noticed lots of women actually who lots of women who are contributing to Leaders in Heels and the stories that we publish are actually doing stuff. It is like the second career. And I think that was the biggest change for me as well, realizing that okay, I'm good in maths, I'm good in finance, but it's not really so exciting, and I could do something else. And I just realized that writing is not my passion, which is also good things to find out and learn about yourself.
Absolutely.
And so that's how I started creating the notebooks, and I love it. Like, I just realized that, okay, it doesn't really require my analytical knowledge, although I do quite research. Like, I do a lot of research and surveys on our members, which is also helping. But I like design and creating and finding beautiful images and looking for inspiration. So I think that was like the biggest discovery, and I'm still in between. So I still work part-time in finance. That is really supporting me financially. And then
excellent, and still kind of hitting that mark, I suppose, for you as well. So you're still getting that, that side of stuff that you're really comfortable with. And then I'm working on those notebooks, and I hope that this could potentially replace my job. Oh, well, I think that's just a matter of time. You're a powerhouse.
Thank you.
And look, I think what you're saying is really common as well. In my experience in working with women on career development, it's certainly the older we get, or the more mature we get. I suppose age isn't necessarily the factor, but the more mature we get, it really is where we're drawn more towards things that are meaningful to us and that we are, passionate about. So I think that will resonate with lots and lots of women. So have you got any advice for women who are looking to change career paths from that initial thing that they've studied?
I'm definitely, if something is exciting, then they should really give it a go. But I don't have an advice how to do that. Like, the way how I've done it, I gradually move towards my passion, taking very little risk, but there are different ways. There are ways when people are just giving up their jobs and completely put themselves into that new venture. And I love those stories as well, but it's not for everyone. Like, if you have parents who can support you, then definitely take advantage of that and go, because you can always go back to where you used to be. Like, I moved career, I moved from finance to marketing and IT, and then I moved back to finance. And actually, this helped me get a much better role in finance because I'm bringing that broader experience. Like, all people in finance have just experience in finance, and suddenly I'm in finance, but I have also experience in IT and in marketing. That's kind of like an additional value. So definitely worthwhile to take risk. And like, I've noticed even with my husband, he's in sales and he's passionate about craft beer.
It's a good hobby.
He organized a beer festival a few years ago.
Oh wow!
And then this beer festival became like an annual event in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So every time when he goes for an interview, recruiters are always amazed, not with his job that he was working in sales and making, reaching the objectives and targets and so on. They're always amazed about his entrepreneurial, that he was trying to create that event and he created it, and he learned a lot as well.
No, that's brilliant. And again, what I'm hearing is if you're excited, go for it. The right way will be the right way for you, not necessarily the right way for someone else. And nothing is ever wasted either. So no new skills are ever wasted. You're always going to use them somewhere, and just go for it. Okay, so your ebook, Get Your Life Back, provides guidance on how to achieve a better balance by automating business processes and in life where possible. So what are your top 3 tips for busy women to get their life back?
Well, my first one, and I think the biggest message from the ebook, was that innovation is an attitude. So I had a friend straight after we graduated. I've got a job and she's got a job, and she was always coming back late from work, and she was complaining about how bad her job is, that everyone gives her so much work, everyone is able to leave on time, and she's always left with work at the end of the day, and she never can leave on time. So she quit, and then she changed the job. And the story is the same. Again, everyone is leaving the jobs on time, and she's again working, long hours. And this has really made me realizing that it's not really the job; it's really the person and how you manage your time. So if you are complaining about that you never have time and you're busy, I would really encourage to look around you about how you manage your time and what kind of jobs you take. What do you do with your life and with your time as well? Because everyone has 24 hours a day. So true. And I think that's advice that I really need to take on board, because my time management sometimes sucks. And you're right, innovation is about attitude, isn't it? And it's really about how you put that in. So good stuff. Okay, So the second advice is give it a deadline. So I've noticed, when I was working on Leaders in Heels, and I was I'll wait until this bus goes. When I was working on Leaders in Heels, and my husband asked me to work less, so I decided that I'm going to work on it in the morning, just before work, just before starting my job. So I went to the cafe 1 hour earlier, and between 8 and 9, I knew that I need to do everything what I need to focus on with Leaders in Heels, because after work I'm not touching anything. So knowing that I have only that 1 hour a day and that I need to focus on the most important things, it really helped me prioritize, choose really which email to read, which email to respond. So really getting quality, not quantity, of your time. Basically, there was times when Leaders in Heels would take just 1 hour a day just before work. And I could do so much. And then I stopped this habit, and I just realized that I don't get that much work done. I work now part-time. I have full Friday for to do different things, and I don't do so much as I used to do when I was waking up early.
And
I knew that I had 1 hour. So I really encourage everyone to give it a deadline, and that you need to do certain things within that time frame. And that it can be done later.
That it has to be done within that time frame. Get it done. Great advice. Fantastic. What's your third tip?
Okay, so I actually have 4. I couldn't decide.
Awesome. See, you're an overachiever.
So the next one was with batching. So there's again lessons that I realized when I started selling my notebooks, and the orders would come through in a week. I would go and pack a notebook every day and ship it. And then I realized, hang on, every time when I'm packing a notebook, it takes me more time than if I wait till Sunday and then pack all the notebooks for the whole week that were sold.
Yes.
And this is the case with everything, like with answering emails. Don't just click on them and check your inbox all the time if you got an email. Just wait, I don't know, till midday and then check all emails and answer them all in the same time. It's much faster and much quicker. And then you realize that sometimes people don't need you anymore. Like if you leave them, they will ask you a question, but if you don't have time to answer, then in a few hours you realize they already found the answer.
That's it, that they've problem solved and they've been able to do it.
Yeah.
That's great advice. And you're right, so much more efficient.
So I do the same with checking analytics, with doing the accounts. Like, you don't really have to every day go and check every stat. Like you can kind of think about which task you can actually batch.
Yeah. Hope for that.
And the last one was about meetings. I really encourage everyone to be prepared for meetings and challenge others to do the same. So when I was organizing 50-50 Future Leaders, I emailed Diana Rall. She's the founder of Explore for Success, and she's the ex-managing director for Apple. And I asked her if she would meet with me because I want to discuss the concept of the event and if there is anything she could advise me.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know each other very well. She knew about Leaders in Heels because we were working with Just for Success both. And she emailed me, okay, she will meet with me, but she asked me to send her an agenda for the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote, really prepare the agenda, like I'm going to ask her for what speakers we want to invite, maybe the venue, like everything I really wanted to pick her mind about.
Yeah.
And then when we met, she said that she actually didn't even look at this. She told me she just simply wanted me to be prepared for that meeting.
Wow, okay.
And this is kind of an interesting lesson as well, that the way how she manages her time. Like she doesn't allow anyone just to go, okay, let's meet for coffee, and then the meeting is just basically like maybe wasted because we couldn't really make any decisions and we couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
She really challenged me to be prepared for the meeting, to not waste her time.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to do the same as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think again, coming back to that original tip of yours about time framing things as well, it really fits well into that concept, doesn't it? That you're getting the most bang for buck if you've prepared, things are time framed, and you're going to come out of that with an outcome. That's brilliant. Great stuff. Okay, I've got so much stuff to put into practice now. Okay, so you're very well recognised as an inspirational woman. So who or what really inspires you?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I think I actually need to admit that a person who really inspires me is not that very well-known person.
Yeah.
It's my friend Özlem Beldan.
Fantastic.
She's a coach. She used to work in finance. She decided that finance is not her.
Yeah, it's not her area.
Yeah, it's not her area, and she really wanna help women. She volunteered a lot for Just for Success, and frankly speaking, she's like the kindest person I know. She's just such an inspiration for me.
Yeah.
And you never hear about her because she does nothing to promote herself. Like she doesn't feel like PR or anything like that is for her.
Yeah.
But she's actually an amazing woman.
And that's fantastic. And
I learned so much from her.
And that's just the most beautiful comment as well, and beautiful compliment that she's the kindest person you know. I think kindness is one of those really underrated things at the moment, and for you to recognise somebody as being so inspirational and so kind is beautiful. That's it. Get her name out there once again.
Thank you.
So what do you feel are the main issues facing women today?
This is again a very broad topic.
Yeah.
Like my really dream is for both women and men to feel that they can do anything,
Yeah.
to not limit themselves, like the same way how I want women to feel and to be empowered to do just anything. I really would like men to feel the same. And there is still this stigma that you know, like when the man stays at home with a baby and wife is working, there's still like this negative feeling about this. The guys are just laughing that he's like a mom at home, and I really would like this to change. Like, I think this is the biggest issue. Like, if we allow people to do just anything what they want to do, like the world would be just so much better.
Oh, wouldn't it? It really would be. It's all about equality of opportunity. And you're right, for all of us. Yeah. Okay. Now, you have an awfully cute dog named Happy, and I see him all the time on Instagram. Tell me about him.
Oh, he's just such a joy. He's very so he's 1 year old.
Yeah.
He's a corgi. He's very funny. He's not very loyal, but he's just such a joy and such a playful dog. Yeah, so spoiled as well.
Yeah, he always looks like he's smiling.
He's always smiling.
Yeah, so he's not very loyal though.
I don't know. I used to have a German Shepherd all my life.
Yeah.
And then I can see that actually, like, between those two breeds, like, there's so much difference. Like, German Shepherd just will do anything to impress you.
Yeah.
And Happy won't do anything unless you have food in your hand.
So he's pretty easily bought though with food.
Yes.
Oh, look, he's gorgeous. I love seeing him come up. And just finally, if you could give 3 words of advice to women, what would they be?
Okay. 3 words? Just
3 words.
Just single words?
Single words.
Okay. Passion.
Yep.
Determination.
Yep.
And confidence.
Beautiful. I think you've summed that up really well. And if we can all aspire to those things, I think we're all going to go really far.
Thank you.
Look, thank you so much, Kasia. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.